The Dork List presents our top 5 least favorite Pokemon. We gave you guys our favorites, and now it's time for us to give you our least favorite.
Make no mistake, this will not be a poke-shaming thing, but...
It's not a poke-shaming thing, but...
No, I'm lying a little bit. It kind of is.
It'll be interesting because you will see a very distinct difference between Darian's list of Pokemon and mine.
Bring the salt.
Bring the salt.
Bring the salt.
If not, we're going to give it. So, we're going to start off with Darian and his number 5.
My number 5 goes to a Pokemon called LEDIAN. Now, when Gen 2 came out and I first saw LEDIAN and Ladybug as Pokemon, I got really, really excited because it looked like a pretty cool Pokemon. Pretty cute, pretty awesome, especially when it evolved into LEDIAN. Boy, was I wrong! Its stats are complete and utter shit. They are terrible. And for the last... You go 4 generations without adjusting it at all. Its special defense isn't great. It has little to no attacks, even though all of its entire attack style is centered around its fist and the many hands it has, and yet it refuses to adjust them at all. It's like how Flareon used to have a high attack power, but there were no physical fire type attacks to be had. LEDIAN frustrates the crap out of me because I want this Pokemon to be awesome, like the way it looks, and to be given the proper respect it deserves, and it will not get it. And until then it remains on my list of freaking shit Nintendo needs to get their hands on. Moving on to Jordan.
My number 5 is ABRA. Alakazam is one of the best Pokemon in all of the 6 generations that we've had so far. ABRA is an annoying little shit who decides, hey, if you don't have a Pokeball to catch me on that first try, I'm gonna teleport out of here. See ya, bitch. No. ABRA sucks because it's the one Pokemon that is super obnoxious to catch just because it's one of the very, very few that will teleport or just run away if you do not do anything. Like, you have the option sometimes if you have a move to put it to sleep or to paralyze it, but in the chance of a paralyzation, you're not going to guarantee that it's going to stop. So it's really annoying. Like, it's the same like annoyingness as like the freaking legendary dogs that just run all over the place. It's frustrates the crap out of me.
Fuck you, ABRA.
That's why ABRA is my number 5.
All right, number 4 for me is kind of the same thing, but not the same thing. My least favorite Pokemon for number 4 is Ralts, the Generation 3 ABRA. Now, the difference between Ralts and frickin' ABRA is that Ralts does have teleport, but finding a Ralt is a pain in the ass. Meanwhile, that little bitch Wally frickin' walks into the grass, and his frickin' Pokemon to see seen is a frickin' Ralts. And meanwhile, I have to hunt around for 3 hours trying to find a goddamn Ralts to fucking use to get a freaking Gardevoir, which I always thought was a cool Pokemon that I could never get my hands on because I could never freaking find one. It's complete and total bullshit. Its rarity is crap. Not to mention, on the rare occasion where that one does have teleport, it's gonna run away. And especially in the recent remakes where I can actually get a Galad in the game off the first freaking game, getting a male Kirlia is a pain in the ass because God forbid I run into a Ralts and it happens to be a female 3 times in a fucking row. Screw Ralts, screw catching it, screw its catch rate. Moving on to Jordan.
You need to calm down, sir, because I'm ready to make an omelet with all the salt that you're producing.
Shut up.
So my number 4 is Zubat. Zubat is just freaking annoying. Just because, I mean, like, you go to any freaking cave, or, like, at night, like, it's like when the different games had a night version. Zubat was just, like, the go-to Pokemon. It was just like, bam, Zubat, bam, Zubat, bam, Zubat. Guess what? Horde of Zubats. And just... it was the most annoying thing.
And the sad part, it doesn't. As many Zubat as people have seen, not one is dropped. I don't recall anybody have seen one get dropped that is a shiny. Especially with the rate of how many that show up day to day. Moving on.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need to bring it down a little bit. You were yelling here, sir. Bring down the intensity. But
I'm a ranter. It's what I do.
Zubat's my number 4. I'm gonna pass it over to Darian.
Number 3 for me is SABLEYE. Now, this Pokemon is more or less salty for me because this Pokemon is a pain in the ass to fight. You literally have to bring to that fight or before Generation 6, had to bring to that fight a freaking bug-type Pokemon, which not a lot of people run, not a lot of people did. Killing it was a pain in the ass because you either had to, because you could not attack it with normal type attacks, you could not attack it with psychic type attacks, you couldn't hit it with fighting type moves. You couldn't hit it with fighting type moves. It was just a overall pain in the ass to kill unless you had the one token move you had to kill a little bitch. Now he's got a Mega Evolution and he's even more of a bitch when people decide to run his ass. He's got one of the worst type advantages in the game, and you just... Ugh.
It was, until Generation 6, it was the one typing that actually had absolutely zero weaknesses. Everything was a 1 times damage for it, or less, or he was absolutely impervious to things. So, fairy typing just came in and it's like, alright, SABLEYE, you need to calm down here.
Fuck
like I'm
SABLEYE.
trying to tell Darian. Okay. My number 3 is Kakuna. Just because, like, Metapod at least has emotional significance for people that ever watch the anime. Although all it did was harden. And you got Kakuna. And it's just like another Pokemon that does harden, and it's just like you have to catch a Weedle or you have to catch a Beedrill. Because if you catch a Kakuna, it's garbage. All it does is frickin' harden. Like, yeah, like
Yeah.
you get to Beedrill and you learn like Fury Attack, which is great.
But
like,
then you don't get any moves.
But
for,
you
like,
don't get any other moves really, so you have to have a frickin' Weedle so you can have like frickin' Poison Sting at least. Kakuna is just a piece of garbage Pokemon.
Not to mention it was creepy as all shit.
Yeah, like I just give me a frickin' Metapod at that point. Like Kakuna is just.
Most importantly, he just sits in the fucking tree staring at you.
Yeah.
Just staring at you with his eyes perpetually open.
Yeah, it's just
Give me fucking nightmares.
angry little shit Pokemon that nobody enjoys. Like Beedrill's awesome, but then Kakuna.
Weedle's
like,
adorable too.
Kakuna, nobody wants to deal with that.
Nobody wants to deal with
Nobody's
that.
got time for that.
You know why people get Kakuna? So you can get a fucking Beedrill.
Well, no, they get a Weedle. They don't get a Kakuna. They get a Weedle, evolve into Kakuna, and then get a Beedrill. Moving on.
Number 2 is one... Now I'm just going for freaking salty ones to fight.
You mean you haven't been already?
That was just Sableye. Ralts was something to find, and Ledian was something I just had to rage about because of the stats. Moving on.
Sold.
But more or less, the number 2 least favorite Pokemon of mine is Milotic. Why Milotic? Because finding Feebas was a bitch. And that little bitch over there, Wallace, who I maintain is a freaking bitch. I'm going to be saying bitch over and over again because...
Calm down.
I'm not going to calm down because Milotic is a bitch to fight because her special defense are fucking through the roof. Her defense is freaking through the roof. And killing her is not easy. Even if you have an electric type Pokemon to fight her with, or you have a grass type Pokemon to fight her with, God forbid her defense isn't through the roof and you get through it all. And if you are using a freaking ice or grass type Pokemon, God forbid she uses Ice Beam to wipe you out in the next 2 seconds before you even get a chance to kill her.
Not to mention that recovery.
Not to mention that recovery or refresh when you try to paralyze the bitch. She's a bitch. Fuck this bitch. I don't give a shit. Fuck this bitch. Fuck Milotic. And her trainer Wallace is that.
Anyway, my number 2 least favorite Pokemon is Garbodor. It's literally trash. It is literally, not figuratively, trash. It is the evolution of trash into more trash that is uglier looking trash. It is a broken trash bag with trash spilling out of its butt and its ears, and it's got like a mechanical arm, and it's just like, why was this a thing? Like, why? Like, we always complain about how there are certain Pokemon where it's like, oh, this is literally a magnet. This is literally an ice cream cone. This is literally a bomb. And then you've got Garbodor that is the evolution of trash. Who thought this was a good idea?
People who wanted there to be a more evolution of trash.
No.
Garbodor, we blame you and not blame the ice cream cone for the reason that Gen 5 was hated so much.
Pretty much. Like,
people went to the ice cream cone because people don't understand how you can make an ice cream cone.
People got like a Vanillux just because it was another ice type Pokemon that they could use, and ice types are not always the easiest to come by. Garbodor is trash, and it was before poison types even had like a place in the meta game. It is trash.
Use it all.
Yeah.
Pardon you, Nidoking. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, but anyway, your number one.
My number one is one everybody knows and everybody hates. Motherfucking MILTANK. There's a meme that goes on the internet that is pretty much about Peter Griffin's Grind My Gears. Now, you fight Whitney as a freaking gym leader, and you take care of her Clefairy that quickly. You think, this is going to be an easy fight. And then she gets out her MILTANK, and that MILTANK fucks your shit up. Because all it does is fucking use rollout over and over and over again. And over and over and over again. And when you think you've killed it, it's got milk drink, so it gets its health back. So it turns back around, and you have to fucking kill it again. It is not an easy fight, especially since fighting type attacks are so fucking hard to get of in the beginning of that game.
Let alone fighting type Pokemon.
Let alone fighting type Pokemon at all.
Like, you can trade for a Machop, but like, that being said,
you're trading for a Machop, which nobody uses a Machop anyway. It's a freaking bitch to fight. Not to mention, after you finally fucking kill the thing, her freaking trainer will look at you and say, I'm not giving you your badge, you're a meanie. I just kicked the... Do you know what I had to go through to kick that damn... Fuck you. Screw MILTANK. Screw MILTANK.
Literally your job to give me a badge for beating you. Shut up.
Shut the fuck up. Give me my badge. Go die in a corner.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. But...
No, I'm not going that far. I'm just mad.
So... My number one least favorite Pokemon is going to be hilarious in contrast to Darian's rant about Whitney's MILTANK. My least favorite Pokemon is male COMBEE. Fuck male COMBEE. Fuck male COMBEE. Because literally it has absolutely no point whatsoever. You get a female COMBEE, great. It can evolve into Vespiquen. You get a male COMBEE, nope, it's garbage. Garbodor is garbage? No. Male COMBEE is more garbage.
It is a fuckboy. It is quite literally a fuckboy.
Just because Garbodor is actually more useful than a male COMBEE. Male COMBEE doesn't do anything. It'd be great if, you know, like in a future generation, you're like, hey, male COMBEE, here's a male evolution, just like they did for Gardevoir. Is it gonna happen? Probably not. Because even Nintendo's like, fuck male COMBEE. Seriously, looking for Pokemon, you see that, like,
put honey on the tree.
You see the 3 hexagons with the little wings, and you're like, oh yeah, dark silhouette of COMBEE. Finally gonna get that Vespiquen. Then you look at it, and there's that no red dot in the center COMBEE, and you're like, fuck, it's a male COMBEE. This is worse than Abra. This is worse than running into hundreds of Zubats. No, it's a fucking male COMBEE.
It is quite literally a fuckboy. It only exists to fuck Vespiquen and make babies.
No, even then you don't do it, because you use a different male bug-type Pokemon, because at least then they can give you egg-type moves. Male COMBEE is literally the bane of the COMBEE existence. Fuck male COMBEE.
Fuck male COMBEE.
So, that being said, that's our top 5 least favorite Pokemon. Do you agree with Darian's salt? Do you share in the salt? Do you agree with me saying fuck male COMBEE as many times as I did, because I probably need a counter at this point?
Fuck male COMBEE.
What are your least favorite Pokemon? Tell us in the comments below. We will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.